when we talk about how dark-skinned melanated males are very underappreciated in USA and Western countries from these melanated relatives, the reason why is this. Let me tell you this, for example. A dark-skinned melanated male who is spiritually awake, let's say he came home with a black eye. This dark-skinned melanated male is looking black and blue in the face. Broken body, broken bones, broken legs. You know, and these relatives, whereas a father or a mother or a sister sees what happened to that dark-skinned melanated male relative that got like physically abused, having black eyes and bruises all over his body, I guarantee you they're not going to do anything, right? But if it was a female that came home with black eyes and broken bones and bruises all over the body, especially if she's light-skinned, you know, these relatives are all of a sudden gonna huddle up as a team and want justice to be given and get revenge for that female relative. You see how in USA, you see how in Western countries that the dark-skinned melanated male relative is underappreciated. You see that? You see the difference? This is real deep, soul family. I guarantee you right now. I guarantee you this. If I ever told a story of what happened with me being physically abused by people, and I told that to any of my relatives that this happened, they would not believe it because I'm a male. I'm a dark-skinned melanated male who grew up in USA just like they grew up in USA. So it's like they're not going to believe what I'm saying because anything that a dark-skinned melanated male says and he's spiritually awake and he tells the relatives about this, they don't take heed to it because the white supremacy indoctrination got their heads all indoctrinated with all that white supremacy, whitewashing poison. So they just think anything a dark-skinned melanated male relative says is just like him just talking out of imagination, hallucination, and all that. But he really telling the facts the whole entire time. Like, this is all side soul family. And this is another thing. If you're a dark-skinned melanated male who grew up in these Western countries like United Kingdom, Canada, USA, and all these other Western countries, you realize your biological family is not really your spiritual family because like anything that you're going through, you're basically solo. While the females of the family, you know, or the light-skinned males and the light-skinned females, you know, their biological family is like well connected in USA, in these Western countries. Because in USA and all these other Western countries, dark-skinned melanated males are hated. They are hated due to the white supremacy slave owner teachings. With all the lies that be said about dark-skinned melanated males due to the jealousy of these European slave owners. Bro, this stuff is so sad, soul family. It's like, what can you really do with these melanated relatives who just buy into white supremacy teachings and they don't even defend their dark-skinned male relative who is spiritually awake? That's why a lot of the walking prophets of ancient times, they always were dark-skinned. They were dark-skinned males. Afro hair, locks, braids, ponytails. All these dark-skinned melanated males who were walking prophets where people didn't want to take heed to what they were saying, they were Afro hair males that styled their hair in locks, braids, ponytails. The list goes on. So when you think about USA in Western countries of modern day slavery, a lot of dark-skinned melanated males, anything that they go through in the matrix societies, a lot of these melanated relatives who grew up in the Western countries themselves, they just can't resonate with this spiritually awake dark-skinned melanated male relative. They just can't do it. Like their whole psyche is not going to allow it. Their whole brain cells is not going to allow it because psychologically, a lot of the melanated relatives of that, a lot of these melanated relatives in USA and these Western countries, they have been indoctrinated by white supremacy slave owner teachings since they were birthed. And they didn't have the power to question things because they're like the sheeps. And this dark-skinned melanated male who is spiritually awake, he is the octopus of the family that's full of sheep that don't question anything. You know, like, it's crazy, Soul Fam. It's crazy. And another thing too, you notice how a lot of dark-skinned melanated males, anything that they do to defend themselves, they will always be seen as villains in USA, in Western countries, no matter what they do, no matter what action they take. It's crazy, Soul Family. Let me tell you this. Like me as a dark-skinned melanated male who's spiritually awake, I went through all these sagas of where, like, it was one point in time where I'd be silent on things and individuals wonder how come I don't stand up for myself. And then I tell them I just don't have the energy for it. It's not worth it. But then when it was times that I did chose to take action and have a say in things as a dark-skinned melanated male who's spiritually awake, and I'm standing up for myself, then all of a sudden I get viewed as the villain. It's like, make it make sense. You want me to be quiet and take it? Or you want me to speak up for myself like a real person would? Like, those type of people I came across had to make it make sense. You feel me? As a dark-skinned melanated male that's spiritually awake, you notice that we don't have no leeway. We don't have no associates. We really don't have no physical existence support when it comes to melanated relatives in USA and Western countries or locals. We know locals don't support. We know locals don't support us melanated males who are dark-skinned that's spiritually awake. Because just think about it. A lot of you dark-skinned melanated males that's spiritually awake, you had experienced that when you were silent on things, you was either considered scared, or you never stand up for yourself, and then when the times when you did choose to speak, or you did choose to physically get back at those who messing with you the wrong way, oh, you're viewed as the villain. I guarantee you, anytime individuals did put their hands on me though, and I did decide to get back at them, oh, I got viewed as the villain, all right. I got viewed as the villain because I'm dark-skinned. You know how USA hates dark-skinned males? You know how they do. Just like any other Western country. Like, it's so messed up. You know, and a lot of us dark-skinned melanated males that spiritually awake, we have when it comes to Western countries. Now, as far as like spiritual family and all that, we know they support us and all that. We know the spiritual family with the Lyrans, the Arcturians, you know, the Orishas. We know that.